Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and we are continuing our journey on the Dream It, Pin It, Live It book. So as you're tuning in, let's see, if you're watching live, it is Thursday. I had to think. It is Thursday, so it's Thankful Thursday. Why don't you share something you're thankful for below, because it will honestly help you throughout your day. So a thankful heart will help you choose wisely, feel better, just feel great. And a heart of gratitude is important. So good morning. Thanks for saying good morning, Heidi and Patty. So we have been going through this book on and off since middle of November, and we're going to start creating. And if you don't know what this is, I'll give you a brief overview. And if you have the book, awesome. If you don't have the book, I'm going to tell you what to do, and we can do it together. So good morning. You guys, it's really cold here. So I am looking out we have a lake right behind us. It's frozen. People were walking on it already, which I think is a little crazy. Like, I'll walk on the lake later, like mid-January, but people are already on it. There's like, I don't know, 6 inches of ice maybe, but, oh no, maybe looks like somebody's out there, but I have to ask. I can't tell. Anyways, does anybody on here like to ice fish? It's so cold. All right, couple things. I think mindset is important. I really want to help you create your vision, to help you understand the power of writing your goals down. What does that look like? Creating SMART goals as you're diving into this new year. And so that's what this book is about. It's figuring out what you want. It's writing it down. We're going to create a vision board, and then it's taking the actions to go after those goals. And so in the very beginning of this book, if you have not been following along, I'll give you the steps and you can do it. And then you can start creating with us as we wrap up the rest of this month. It's about vision and what do you want? So the first question is, do you have vision for your life? Do you have goals and dreams that maybe you have been either going after for years and you haven't set specific goals and actions to actually accomplish them? We're going to do that. Or maybe you're like, no, I've just been existing. Like, I've been existing. I don't really have a vision. I feel too old. I think it's too late. I don't know what to do. Like, whatever you've been saying to yourself, we're going to switch it. And so in the very beginning, the author just says this: I want you to get out a journal. So I have my journal. And all I want you to do is just sit and write out anything. So she said, I challenge you to write 101 things. And it's things that you want, places you want to go, people you want to meet, things you want to accomplish, maybe debt you want to pay off, things you want to own, anything. Money doesn't play an option. Time doesn't play an option. You're just writing down the things that you're like, I would love to go to Italy someday. I would love to have my house paid off. I would love to pay for my kids' college. I would love to have a better marriage, like anything, right? I would love to go to a certain concert. I don't know, just popped into my head. So the first step is brainstorming. The next step we talked about was just getting clear on something called SMART goals. So all of those things are great. It's getting your brain flowing. And then we're going to talk about taking 10 of those things for this next year, 2023. You guys, the sun is peeping through the trees, and it's, can you see it? It's like shining on my face. So beautiful. So I did a really late night last night, and I was up earlier this morning, but just so much to do. All right. Number 2, you're going to circle 10 of those things. Things that you're like, I can accomplish these next year. I'm going to have SMART goals, I'm looking for the piece of paper, which stands for, okay, specific. So as you're going through those goals after you're brainstorming, you're going to get specific. For example, like, I will save money next year. That's great. You might want to start saving money. The example is, I will save $5,000 by December 31st. Like, we need to get specific. So you know what you're believing for. It's going to help you set specific actions. And the next one is measurable. So it's specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and timeline. For example, I will lose weight. That's a lot of people here, right? I will lose weight. The right way to say it would be, I will lose 120 pounds by next year, December 31st, 2023. I'm trying to move because the sun is really shining. Is that measurable? 100%. We actually have some friends that we were with this weekend, and they started in March. And I'm talking about fat loss. They started in March. They're incredible. And between drinking ketones and working on their food, intermittent fasting, and the biggest thing they said, excuse me, I'm drinking some tea and my ketones this morning because I woke up and my throat's needing some tea, and it's so cold. I'm going to tell you the story of our friends in a second. I'm not a coffee drinker. Are any of you coffee drinkers? Are you more coffee drinkers or tea? I feel like we need to move a little bit because the sun is, while it's beautiful, it is shining through that window. All right. Our friends. So they started in March. Listen to this. You might have heard me go, 120 pounds. You could say, my goal is to lose 30 pounds by June 1st, 2023. My goal is, whatever it is, I want you to get specific. Our friends dove into this lifestyle in March. She's down 95 pounds, and he's down, I believe, 80 by doing a couple different things. They have an incredible story. But my favorite part of their story is they got very specific. They got goal-oriented, and they said, you know what? They said, the fat loss is great. She was sharing her story with 1,000 of us, and she said she forgot the fat loss. She was like, but when I found this community and when I found these people and when I had accountability, it changed my marriage. It changed me as a mom. I was a present mom. I mean, like, it made everybody bawl. She's like, I didn't know all of these things that were broken that were actually attributing to her weight gain. And so she's like, we found this. I'm going to say the community that I'm a part of is incredible. She's like, we found this. They started drinking ketones, intermittent fasting, and just eating better. 95 pounds. And she forgot. So we were both on the stage together, and she shared her story about her marriage and her relationships and her as a person, and finding her and her daughter going, this gave me back my mom. And finally I was like, and how much weight have you lost? And she was like, oh, and I'm down 95 pounds. And the crowd went wild, right? So as you're creating and as you're dreaming, I need you to get specific. Specific, it needs to be measurable. How much and how long? How much do you want to save? How much do you want to lose? Like, what do you want, right? Action-oriented, I will be more consistent with exercise. No, I will exercise 5 days a week. Does this make sense? That is a part of this vision board. Realistic, not I'm going to save $50,000 by May, but I'm going to save 10% of my current salary this year. That is specific, right? It's realistic. And then we are putting times on it. So you're brainstorming. You're going to circle 10 of them. You're going to make them into SMART goals. We're going to start printing out pictures. And here is where we're at. We're actually on chapter 6. So if you've been going along with us, you already know this. How many of you are creating vision boards? Will you let me know below? Will you, if you're creating a vision board, write vision board below. I actually want to know. Because very specifically in the book, she said, listen, everybody can say they're going to do something. And everybody can watch somebody. And they can take in all of the information. 5% or less will do it. In fact, I think she said 1 to 3%. So there's a lot of people that will watch this. And I'm going to guess all of you have some type of goal or a dream or a vision or something that you want for your life. Realistically, there are people that are driving their own car, that's their life, or they're sitting in the passenger seat. There are people that are legitimately in the field playing the game of life, or they're watching everybody else, they're in the grandstands. There are people that are going to do the actions, and they're going to be the 1 to 3% of people that will accomplish their goals next year, and the 97% who hoped, who thought magically it would happen, who kept it up here and didn't get it out because it took too much work. I mean, it's easy to read a book. It's easy not to. It's easy to go, yeah, I'm going to create a vision board. It's also easy not to. Will that be you? So we're on chapter 6. Here's the book. Take a screenshot. It's an easy read. I actually would encourage you to do it with you, yourself, your spouse, your teens. Super important. We do this all as a family. So chapter 6 says, once your board is up. So we're reading the book and then we're creating the board. As you have those 10 things, think of pictures because we think in pictures. If you want to go someplace, print out a picture of Italy. If you want a new car, print out a picture of that car. If you want to pay off debt, print out like debt free. Write it on a board. If you want to, whatever it is, like you want to lose 50 pounds, print out a picture of you currently, write 50 pounds down. You could find a picture that might resemble like a before, maybe years of like something that you want to go back to. Like get creative, have fun. This is what we did when we were young. Why did we stop creating? Not everybody, but a lot of people stopped creating as adults and dreaming. So this is super powerful. If you're not going to create the board, if anything, I want you to hear this because this is going to change your life. If you actually acknowledge this chapter, you understand how it works, and then you implement it into your life. I talk about this all the time with my kids, people that I see. And it's your vision board when your vision board is designed, you don't have to have it designed right now. But as you're designing, and I want you to have it done before January. But as you're designing, your goals are clear. Your dreams are images on a board. You need to remove all self-talk. This is important. We're going to talk about your words real quick. You need to remove all self-talk about your life and replace it with positive declarations and affirmations of your future. You've got the vision in front of you. You're going to have the board up. Your words are tools to be used to help you reach your goals. This, right here, this has the power to create life and death. Your tongue, your mouth, will create life or death. It will help you achieve your dreams, or it's going to deflate them, and eventually they will no longer be. Just simply by what you're speaking over yourself. And watch what you're speaking over other people. And so, you cannot talk defeat and expect victory. Your words have creative power. You need to understand that if your dreams appear absolutely impossible and there is no indication that things will ever change, do not use your words to describe those situations. You are going to speak life over them. You're going to speak affirmations. You're going to get up and you're going to go, thank you that today I'm going to save money. I'm going to have direction. I'm going to have clarity. I'm going to have connections. I'm going to have divine connections. I'm going to choose wisely. I'm going to lose the weight. Like, I want you to start speaking life over you, your situations, your dreams, your goals, and your vision. Your children, your spouse, your friends. Be the life of where you're at. For example, we'll be with people, our friends, and we'll call each other on it. So if one of us says something that is negative, or we know their goals, we know that that is not what they're believing for. If my children say this, if my spouse says this, if I hear something, I will say, is that what you're really believing for? If I hear people say, I can't, I won't, like frustrated, just speaking negativity over each other, I will say, is that what you're believing for? Or is that what you really want? And then oh, no, I actually don't want that. All right, I reject that. Like, what do you want? I want to lose the weight. I want to feel better. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to create. I'm going to pay off this debt. Whatever it is. What is it? Your words are powerful. It is vitally important that you silence the negative mind chatter taking place from the moment that you wake up until the time that you go to bed. When your negative thoughts are entertained in your mind long enough, they will eventually start coming out in your mouth. From out of the overflow of the heart, your mouth speaks. Your life tomorrow will be determined by the words you speak today. I'm going to say that again. And if you have to write this down on a Post-it note and put it in your car, put it on your mirror, put it somewhere where you can have a reminder. Is this making sense? How many of you are aware of the words that you speak throughout the day? How many of you physically, you're like, oh shoot, I don't really want that. Like when you say something, like take it back. I reject that. I don't want that. I do. If I say something, I'd be like, I reject that. Nope, I don't want that. I should have never said it. I acted out of anger. I actually want this. I say it all the time. If I catch myself saying negative words. Your life tomorrow will be determined by the words that you speak today. What do you think? All right. There's a couple more things I wanted to read. We are literally trapped by the words of our mouth. Anything that you say can and will be used against you or for you. What's coming out of your mouth has everything to do with what you are experiencing and what you really should expect. If you've been thinking like, how am I here? Why did I get here? I would really challenge you to pay attention to what you're thinking and the words you're speaking. Is what I'm going to say what I want to come out of my life? So before you speak, or before you speak negativity over you and anybody else in front of you, I would take 2 seconds, have the awareness to go, is what I'm going to say what I truly want in my life? Your dreams could be delayed because of what you are saying and speaking over yourself. So this part of the book, chapter 6, is all about awareness of what you're speaking about, good or bad, positive, negative, and understanding. When your words go out, they create or they don't. And there are things that you can look at scientifically, you can look at it biblically, and you can go, we create with our mouth. Like speaking, there's science projects like speaking over plants, speaking over rice, watching them, one like not get as moldy as the one that you speak trash over. Like we've done that before. How much, if you can speak over plants and speak over things and speak positivity into people's life, I would really challenge you to look at your own. Because that's going to be really a part of you creating and going after what you want in this new year. But ultimately, you're either going to speak life and see things happen, or you're going to speak negativity and you're going to see things become destroyed. So if the only thing that you got this morning was awareness of my words are powerful and I need to watch what I say, hands down, I'm glad that you heard that. I pray that you take that in. I pray that you acknowledge it and teach those around you the same thing. If you hear a coworker or a friend say something that you know they don't want, have fun with it. I'm like, seriously, is that what you want? Wait, is that what you're believing for? Or if somebody even speaks something over me, I've told a story of how so many women and people, as we grow up with our 4 daughters, love to tell me what they think my teenagers are going to act like, how our life is going to be in the teenage years. Like, oh my goodness, you have 4 daughters. Like, people love to give me their opinion. And I will, most of the time, nicely go, I reject that. My kids are great. Actually, I reject that. It's actually different. I reject that. We actually honor each other in our home. Listen, we're not perfect, but really strive to work on our words. There was one time I got very upset with a lady in a grocery store. I've shared that on my page. told her what I thought in a nice but firm voice of rejecting the words she spoke over my daughters, and I went on my way. I will not let people. Actually, I'm not going to accept those negative words about myself, and you don't have to do that either. So this is the book we're going through. I hope that you're joining us. Do you guys have any questions? Is this helpful? Are you going to create? Are you going to dream? Are you going to be, the 1% or the 99% that don't? I am a 1%er. I'm going to see new dreams happen, new accomplishments, new goals achieved. I don't want to do it by myself. Are you going to join me? So, if you watched yesterday's live, we reached 1 million, we reached 1 million followers on the KetoMOM page, and that's because of you. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. I love to see your comments. There's so many of you as you tune in. I recognize your names often. I would love for you to press the share button. Sharing is caring. And, here's the author if you're looking. Just take a screenshot. There you go. I would love for you to press the share button so other people can join us as we dive into the new year. And there's a lot of fun things coming. So yesterday I shared how if you've never tried ketones, here's what I'm talking about on the page. I said I've picked 5 F words. I'm kind of relaunching, right? I'm going to get more intentional about different things on the KetoMOM page. We'll always talk about food. So I picked these words. Hold on, let me look at them to make sure I wrote them down right. Of course, we'll talk about food. Of course, we'll talk about fitness. We're going to talk about family, and it's really going to be like relationships. I think we're going to start doing like a marriage tip Monday. I want to talk about raising teenagers. We're going to talk about friendships. We're going to talk about finances, and we're going to talk about, what was another one? Oh, faith. So I've got these 5 Fs that I'm like, listen, there is more to your fat loss than just the food. We'll talk about food. We'll talk about fitness. But what if you don't realize that the way that you're handling a relationship is affecting the way that you might eat, or stress in your home, or finances play a part in that, or all of those things. So you're going to be seeing more stuff on here. I'm super excited to share. Let me know if you have questions. I'm not sure what somebody's saying, but if you have questions, ask below. Here's the book that we're going through. We're going to be doing some fun giveaways. If you've never tried my mom fuel, it's a part of what I've been sharing. It's the only I started this page to share recipes, and because this legitimately changed my life as far as eating keto. So if you've never tried Mom Fuel, I have a really fun giveaway for the next 12 days. We're doing like a fun little 12 days of Christmas. So if you've never tried it, post challenge below, because we're going to be doing a challenge, and I'm going to send you some cream. I'll show you. I have some different flavors of cream and some protein that I'm going to pop in the mail for you. So if you've never tried ketones, we're going to talk about starting with a challenge and doing it with me. You guys, look at how bright the sun is. Woo! It is a bright sunny day, but it's like 10 degrees, so don't be fooled. So if you've never tried this, post challenge in the comments. We're going to chat. You are also going to get some fun little bonuses. And then anybody who joins me for the next 12 days, we're putting a whole bunch of names in a drawing, and we're going to be drawing for bags of ketones and some of my favorite shaker bottles. So with that, I'll keep track of all of that. Just send me a message. I'm here to help. Post challenge below. Yes, I'm super excited to talk about teenagers. I'm super excited. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, because I promise you, if you are stressed in your marriage, if you are, let's say, challenged in a relationship, if you're raising teens, if you are challenged in your work life, if you are challenged or you're like, I really need some help with my finances, like all of these different areas, I can say, am I an expert? I'll say that we have had incredible mentors that have walked us through a lot of stuff. We've been married for 18 years. Parents for 15 years. We've gone through things like the Dave Ramsey plan, but we've also learned a lot of different things about investments. We really have had success in our finances. We've had success in business. I feel like we're having success with raising our children. We have great faith. And so all of those things, if they're lacking in your life, you might, I'm trying to stand off to the side because it's so bright, you can attribute to your fat loss, your your weight gain, the stress levels, the things that are happening in your body. People do not pay attention to like, I've done all of the things, I'm eating so well, and I'm like, how is your stress? How are things going on in your home? It's really important. And so we're going to dive into a whole bunch of things. You can choose to listen or not to listen. If it relates to you, you can tune in. If it doesn't relate to you, totally fine. So I am excited. I look forward to chatting with so many of you. I hope you guys have an incredible day. Continue to tune into the page. I would actually love for you to press the share button. Sharing is caring. And it allows other people to join us on this journey. So we'll have a great morning. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.